Brandy here. Welcome to Sewing Back. I'm in the kitchen right now because I'm fixing to clean out my refrigerator. I need to go through it. Today is January 31st. So tomorrow starts February, and I plan to continue on into the pantry challenge, but I'm gonna make a Costco run for some items that I need for my menu plan. I am working my way through my pantry, and I'm also working my way through my freezers and what I have. And I definitely have some gaps in my freezers at this point. I was supposed to pick up a partial meat share that I had purchased from my local rancher back early December, and said rancher, her and her husband are older, and she had major health issues last year and ended up with open heart surgery. I believe it was a quadruple bypass. Ended up in the hospital for like 6 weeks in recovery and rehab and all that kind of stuff. And we almost lost her a couple times. And so this was one of the reasons I did the October Pantry Challenge, was to save up some money so that I could buy kind of a meat share. They do beef, well, they have done beef, pork, goat, and lamb. And I've primarily purchased beef and some pork from them, mainly beef. And that is where I had gotten my third of a cow share the year prior. And so anyway, she contracted pneumonia. Well, I think she contracted the flu that turned to pneumonia. She's been very sick. And I've just essentially told her, no worries. We can, you know, even if it waits until April when the spring market opens up here in my hometown, because she has a friend who runs that market who can help bring orders, and so I'm okay with that. But that left me some holes. I have very limited pork in my freezer. I have a little bit of pork sausage left. And I have like one of those like Christmas hams. My son's job, they gave it to him. I'm actually going to cook that for our next month's, for February's potluck at the church, because it's more than we could possibly eat. And I still have honey baked ham that's cut up, and in my freezer I have a couple packs of that to use for like quiches and stuff like that. So but as far as like pretty much any other pork products, I'm out. And I'm also outside of, I have 2 packs of thinly sliced chicken breast, boneless, skinless chicken breast. And I don't know why when I bought those I didn't marinate those, but I didn't. They're in the freezer, but I'm going to use it this month. I have a new recipe I'm going to use with those. I think it's either a crock pot meal or an Instapot meal. I can't remember. But as far as like any other, I have I have some pasture raised whole chickens in my freezer, and I typically save those for soups or if I'm going to roast a whole chicken. But we still like to have chicken, like chicken skinless, boneless, chicken thighs. Sometimes they like chicken legs and stuff like that. I had a couple packs that we used for last night's dinner, which you'll see on next week's recap of the pantry challenge. So I don't have any of those kinds of things. I still have a good bit of ground beef. I still have, I'm trying to think and I have some steaks from when we purchased our cow share. So I have some of those. I think I have 1 beef roast left, and I have plans for that. I have a little bit, I think I have about 4 packs of beef stew meat. And then I have some venison, and I think I still have a little bit of ground elk. So that's kind of, and I have My pre-made up, I still have about 4 weeks of the ground turkey that's been pre-cooked, seasoned for turkey tacos. 1 week we're going to end up doing it like a chili nacho kind of thing. And so I don't need to buy ground turkey for this month. So I need to get that. I need to get some fresh stuff. I need to get some milk. Need to get butter. I also have an Azure haul coming. My Azure haul is a little different. We're actually doing, this month, we're doing a seed swap. It's the first one, so we don't know how it's going to be, but I'm very excited about it. I'm actually on my kitchen table going through all my seeds and getting things ready. I also am hoping, we're supposed to get some drying out Friday and Saturday, and I'm hoping to be able to go prune back one of my elderberry trees so that I can have some cuttings, because I would love to share that with others who would like to grow their own elderberry so that they can make their own, you know, common medicine in their home to help them through colds and flus and stuff like that. So, yeah. So anyway, so that's coming up. But in my Azure haul, this coming time, I really wanted to try, I tried to get chicken feed. I have a good source for chicken feed. I do not get my chicken feed from Tractor Supply. I know there's a lot of people talking about all that, and I cannot speak to that. The only thing I pretty much get at Tractor Supply anymore, I get the old sunflower seeds, and if I can get them cheaper somewhere else, I would go somewhere else. I haven't found them cheaper somewhere else because I add that to for my chickens pretty much year round, and I also like to put that in my bird feeders and stuff. I also get the mealworms. I've found that I do better at Tractor Supply than I can online or at other sources. So I get mealworms, and I don't buy grit a whole lot, but I have bought grit from them when I need it. And I'm trying to think, I know there's one other thing that I get. Oh, my egg cartons. I've been able to get egg cartons cheaper at Tractor Supply than I could get on Amazon or anywhere else right now. And so, and it's crazy how much I'm paying at Tractor Supply for some darn egg cartons, but that's what it is. So, those are the main things that I buy. And then I like to buy like the little, you know, little signs and things, just little knickknacks and stuff like that. That's typically what I get nowadays. We have bought, you know, plants and different things like that. So I don't even get a lot from my dogs there. The food that my dogs eat is a little bit higher there than what I can get at Walmart. I need today, I want to check at Costco. But anyway, but I was interested in looking at the feed from Azure because a lot of the people that I go to my drop with, they love that chicken feed. And I'm happy with what we have. It's a lot more affordable. I get it at the local Feed and Seed, and it is made here in Georgia. And I add stuff to it to add more protein, and it's been good for me. But I did order a 50-pound bag of a alpha pellet scratch with kamut that Azure had. I almost didn't get it because it was running low, but mine actually got shipped, so I'm hoping that the bag doesn't get messed up or anything like that. So, because sometimes that happens with some of those really big bags. But anyway, so I've got that. I also ordered, I wanted to try, they had organic dog food. I don't know if it was organic, but responsibly sourced dog food with real things that you might want to feed your dog, wet food, and it had good ingredients. They only had 3 varieties. I think it was turkey, chicken, I can't remember if it was lamb or beef, but it was one of the 2. And so I got some of those. So I kind of ventured out a little bit different with Azure. I did get some staples that we needed, and some things of course sold out. So I know what those are because they shipped my order, and which is good because when I go to Costco, I can pick up those needed items because they're not going to come in my Azure order. Alright guys, it's about an hour later and the refrigerator is totally clean and cleaned out. I went through everything. I disinfected everything, got rid of anything that was bad, reorganized some of my drawers. So up here, this is now my cheese drawer. I just put all my cheeses in there with the exception of like these that the kids just grab and eat. This has lunch meat, eggs, fermentations. I do have like some miso, and my husband had bought some items, some kimchi and this other little curry thing. I have some cornmeal and grits back there from local mills. This I put here because this is going to be used tonight for dinner. Behind it, this is going to be my leftover shelf. This is typically what we eat for lunch. This one has got jams, some peppers. It does have a thing of butter and Parmesan up towards the front. It also has some prebiotic drinks. And then this one is more like sour cream, any of the little packaged things. I also do have more butter there. And then of course this has like our milk tea, fruit. I have some garlic, one jalapeno, and a couple shallots. So, and then the side door has, you know, kind of condiments. I do have my kefir, my buttermilk, wine, mayo, you know, all that kind of stuff. And it's clean so that when I come home with groceries, I can put them away and it's clean, and I'm so happy. And by cleaning out, I filled my dishwasher with jars that I was able, like they were almost empty, so I just emptied them out and got them in the dishwasher. Alright guys, it's 5 o'clock and I'm just going to show you from the back of my car what I got, because when I get home I need to get this up so I can get on with dinner. And I bought things that were not on my list, but I'll show you. So I got the boys needed some socks. I got a towel. I had bought some towels when I came last time, and they had one other color I didn't get, so I got one of those. I got my dad a Georgia Bulldogs national championship shirt. He was wanting one. I got some batteries. Those were not things on my list. I got a new tea kettle because it was on sale. It was a total impulse buy. I used to have one and it broke during the remodel, so we're gonna give that one a try. I got my dogs some Fresh Pet, some different snacks, and some toys. The toys were a really good deal. Hopefully they'll last. Got the boys some Kind bars, Gatorades, chips. Hi guys. Oops, sorry. Hey guys. Alright, so I'm still in the parking lot because I was trying to look at the receipt so I could give you an accurate amount of what stuff cost. I mean, it's kind of like, in a lot of ways it's similar to what it is in other places, but in other ways it wasn't. They did have a limit on eggs. They only had white eggs. And I think they were either a baker's dozen, which is 18, or it was 2 dozen per pack. I didn't take that close of a look, and they were selling for, I think $6, so something like that. I was going through and I saw that, so I took that out. So my original total was $696.82 for everything I bought. Okay, So I deducted the $35 they gave me back in cash because I paid with my debit card or whatever. And my total was $661.82. And then what I did was I took out what I bought from my pets because they're not in the challenge. And that was $66.39, and that brought my total down to $595.43. And then there were things, like I said, that I got, like socks, batteries, the towel, oh, I didn't think about the rug. I didn't add the rug. I've got to take hold on, more math. The stuff like that came up to $112. So when I deducted that, I spent in groceries $483.43, which included two 2.5-pound pork tenderloin. I went ahead and it was like a 3-pack of organic chicken legs. I got those. They were not on my list, but I don't have any in the freezer, and that's just, it was a good deal. I think I didn't pay, I think I paid like $5 or something. It was really a good deal, so I grabbed it. I did get the chicken thighs that I needed for my menu, and I also got I needed pork chops for my menu, and so I got I think I got a little over, because the recipe calls for 2 to 3 pounds. It was pretty close, so I got that. Some items I did not get. I did not get the lunch meat stuff because, like I said, it was just such a massive amount, and I would rather just get that on the week-to-week stuff. Plus my boys are kind of particular about what they like, and we have plenty right now, so I didn't get that. I decided not to get the cottage cheese because I bought the massive sour cream, and I can get a smaller thing of cottage cheese. I still have some left, and it's good until the end of the month. I'm going to use some of it for the lasagna tonight, but that's fine. I did not see Dijon mustard, so I didn't get to get that, and they did not have green onions, so I didn't get to get that. And I forgot to check. I was going to check on some canned tomatoes, and I forgot to look for that. But so my total price that I spent was $483.43, and for the amount of food that I got, I feel like that's probably right. I did think the potatoes were kind of high. That was really the only thing that but potatoes have kind of been high most places. I have seen them a few times better priced at Aldi's. I just haven't been in there in a while, and the problem I've had is the last few times when I bought potatoes from Lidl or wherever, I just happened to be, they haven't lasted long, and so these looked really good. So I was like, I know I paid a little bit more. It was also a bigger quantity. It was the one bag is 15 pounds. So I think the other's a 3-pound, and those are the little creamer potatoes, and we like to have those sometimes too. And so those were probably a little bit of a splurge, but that's okay. I might use those too for the church potluck. I haven't decided yet. So anyway, so I wasn't shocked. I mean, anytime you go and you shop at like a Costco, BJ's, Sam's Club, I mean, unless you just go get like a couple little things, then you have to know you're gonna spend some money because you're buying in bulk. And I will say that that's one thing that's very different about Costco and BJ's. It's been so long since I've been to a Sam's, so I don't know if that's true, but BJ's, like, they have a deli meat counter where you can get fresh, deli meat sliced up. They have different proportion sizes that you can get if you don't want the massive one. And so that could be nice too. To me, it's still not worth it to drive further to the BJ's. Even though their membership is a lot cheaper. But I just know I don't go. When I've had it, I'm just not going to go that far out of my way. And for the things I couldn't get, I can easily run into an Aldi's or Little, you know, after church, or Publix or wherever, and I can pick those few little things up. But I feel like we're pretty good for February, you know, and I've restocked. I did not buy milk because when I cleaned out the refrigerator, I had a full gallon that's good till March that I got in my December haul that hadn't been opened. And then when I was at, when I did that Sprouts haul, I had gotten some really good quality low pasteurization milk. I got 2 half gallons. And we just don't go through milk that fast anymore. And so I feel like we have plenty of milk. So I didn't get that. I did get the heavy cream because we go through heavy cream for coffee. That's what we use. So, so anyway, I'm going to get home. I'm going to put this up. I got to start dinner. So I hope that, really and truly, the only things that I bought that were not in my Azure haul, the butter was not, they sold out, so I couldn't get it on my Azure haul. And I think Costco's was cheaper. Yes, that one is cheaper. But you know, it is what it is. And then I'm trying to think of something else. I didn't order flour because to get the same kind of flour from Azure, you have to get it in a 50 pound bag, and I'm not ready for that. So I like the smaller, like 20 pounds at a time, just kind of works for us and how fast we go through it. And what I mainly do with that is I feed my sourdough starter with that. And so I use a lot of sourdough starter, which means I have to feed my starter a lot. And so it is so much better to have a high quality flour that you can feed your starter that doesn't break the bank. Because if I used my einkorn, which I've done that before, but right now to get Jovial einkorn all-purpose flour for 10 pounds is, I think it's getting close to $50 if you could even get it for real. So I'm happy. I've switched. It works. I did have someone comment they didn't like this flour because it does have some barley in it, and they did not like it for their pie crust. So, you know, FYI, read it. It says it's more for bread, and so and that's why I had bought it, so I could understand what when she mentioned that. As far as meats, I thought the prices, I mean, prices are just, they kind of stink right now. But like the chicken legs, and they were organic, and they looked good, and they had a good date, and I was like, hot dog. I think I'm going to marinate them in some teriyaki marinade I have at the house that I need to use. And I don't have it on this month's menu, but that's okay. You know, sometimes something comes up and I may have to do a switch. That's a quick switch that I can do and pull off. And yeah, so as far as dog treats, they did have some. They don't have a lot of selection, but they did have a few things that we'll see what the dogs think. And the toy was amazingly priced, so I was happy about it because it's 2 for what usually costs me for 1. And Odie goes through toys a lot, and actually he's now got Lucy into toys. So we have to keep toys or they get bored, especially with all the rain. So that was totally worth it for me. And then I got a new treat for him that was kind of like a treat supplement that had salmon oil, which is really good for their coats and their skin. And so I bought it. We'll see. I think they'll like it. I've had something similar from Chewy that they really liked. And so I'm hoping they'll like that. But nothing else that I can think of that really stood out to me that was crazy high. Unless you were going to buy a watermelon, $10 for a watermelon, which it's not in season, and I would never pay that. You gotta wait till they're good. This is not the season for that. This might have helped you if you've been on the fence about Costco. We have a couple big ticket things that we're going to be purchasing. We're not there yet, and that's why I got the membership in December. Will I keep a membership? I don't know. We'll wait and see. I guess I'll kind of wait and see how things go with the economy and things like that. I'm not upset that I spent $483.43 because I could spend that at Publix. I could spend that at Walmart. It's just the way that I kind of shop, I like to get like a big one kind of put together, so I have most stuff, and then just those little things that I have to add to. That's kind of how I like to do it. Some people do it differently. They like to go get, do everything from week to week or every few days or what have you. But that's just what I found that works for me with my time limits, and I'm able to budget it well, so I'm good. So I feel like I'm very much on track to pay cash for Odie's surgery, and gosh, it can't come soon enough. We can't wait. But anyway, if you found value in this, we would love a thumbs up. If you are liking our content, please consider subscribing to our channel. Or if you know someone who might like our content, please share our channel. That helps us grow our platform. I also just really want to thank you. Some of you have had well wishes for my family to get better. Everybody is better on the mend. Back at work and school, with the exception of my youngest son, who's allowed to go back tomorrow. And I never got it. So I think what the doctor told me with my son when I went was I probably got it when I went to the doctor and was diagnosed with bronchitis. I was probably exposed to it and brought it home, and that's why I felt so bad still for a good another 10 days. And I think based off of that, how my family got it, that's probably what happened. I'm fine. I am in the clear. And thankful to be moving past this and feeling good. So, with that, I thank you for watching. And the other thing I wanted to say is I appreciate those of you who continue to come back and y'all are watching our videos, and we are plugging along, adding up hours. We are not monetized. We still have a ways to go, but you guys have really encouraged me, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate your sweet comments. I do try to answer them, and I just thank you. I appreciate that. It makes me feel like I'm not just spinning my wheels, that you're finding value in what I'm doing and creating, and I hope it inspires you. And so anyway, with that, I thank you. I will see you next time. I gotta get home. Bye.